So last night I was on the phone with a friend of mine and I kept falling asleep. And when I would fall asleep, the person kept asking me, what did I dream about? Like I would go to sleep, wake up, and they'd be like, what did you dream about? And I'd be like, nothing. And then I go to sleep and wake up again and they'd say, what did you dream about? And I was like, nothing. So I made a few jokes, just being friendly and funny. And yeah, ultimately we ended up hanging up because I kept falling asleep. When I went back to sleep, I ended up having a dream. And that's why I need to share it with you guys. Okay, so the dream began with an exact replica of the alleyway that is located right behind the house that I'm staying in. And it was nighttime. I was walking down this alleyway, and I guess I had a friend that lived a few doors down because I kept frequenting this house during the dream. It wasn't like it was through the entirety of the dream, but I remember like a few clips of me going in and out of the house, but they were right after each other. So I would see myself going in the house, see myself leaving the house, see myself going and see myself leaving, etc. And that happened 3 times, but I actually was unsure of how long I actually stayed in the house. But I knew that these were different occasions that I was going in and out of this house. So then it switched, and the last time I was walking in the same alleyway at nighttime. I didn't go into the house. I walked past the house. And when I walked past the house, I seen like a guy that I used to date on the corner, and I started to talk to him like, hey, how are you doing? How have you been? And we were just like catching up. Everything was a cool vibe. And then it switched again, and I ended up back in my friend's house. But this time when I ended up in the house, everybody was moving like rather quickly, rushing all around. Everybody was like in a frantic panic. And I kind of joined in, just started rushing with all of them. Suddenly we are leaving out of the house, and as soon as we get out the house, like open the door, it's daytime. It went from night to day rather quickly, like extremely quickly. So there were these row homes that we were coming out of. And again, it's kind of familiar because the house that I stay in right now actually has row homes. So this dream, it was almost as if it took place in this neighborhood. But I don't know because I don't want to say too much. So anyway, there were these row homes, and the houses were white houses, the ones that I seen. And all these people, they were rushing out of their house like in a frantic. Everybody was just running out of their houses, all in sync at the same time. And I noticed that these people were running out of their houses almost like one of those situations where it's like you can't take anything. You just have to take your person because you're going so fast. So when that happened, I asked the person that I was in the house with, and I said, hey, why is everybody rushing? And he said, we're trying to take cover in that deli over there. And he pointed at the corner. There was a deli on the corner. And I immediately got a sensation that Jesus Christ was coming back, like right then and there. My uncle in real life coincidentally lived directly across the street in the dream. So I was like, I'll just go to his house and get a Bible. But when I went to go walk, my sister appeared holding my right hand. And my sister was murdered. I always say that her death was a senseless murder because she was stabbed to death in her own apartment by her ex-boyfriend, and my mother let the killer in. So all of it was just senseless and backwards, to say the least, in the lightest manner. She showed up in the dream holding my right hand, and I was like, okay, girl, we need to get across the street, go get this Bible, because I'm thinking to myself, we need to go into that deli and tell these people about the saving power of God. And also they need to know about Jesus, and God can give them peace, right? So I start like semi pulling her with me to go in the opposite direction of the deli, which is directly across the street. So I'm in the street. And As I'm walking, this voice says to me, which I know to be the Holy Spirit, hide the word in your heart. You have a Bible app on your phone. So I listened and I was like, but I still was like, okay, yeah, let me just still try to go see if I can go get this physical Bible. And then it spoke again, like, hide the word in your heart. You have a Bible app on your phone. And I realized that this voice was actually trying to redirect me away from going to my uncle's house and to just go to the deli. So I turned around. I was like, you know what? Okay, that's fine. Let me just, give him what I got, right? And one thing that I realized too also is that maybe I didn't have time to go to this house to get the Bible. Because what happened next was I turned towards the deli and I started to walk on the sidewalk of the deli. And as soon as I hit the sidewalk, I heard, it's over. This is the end. This is the end of the world. It's over. This is the end. This is the end of the world. It's over. When I heard those words, I felt something like completely within me. It was terror. It was I'm sorry guys, I'm trying not to cry. So yeah, it was terror, and I was just standing there feeling what it would feel like at the end of the world. Like, it was so messed up. Anyway, so I was feeling that, and then it started snowing. I started seeing all this, what I thought to be snow falling from the sky because I was looking at the ground. As it was hitting the ground, a piece of it fell on my arm. And I noticed that this wasn't snow. This wasn't snow. This was actually ashes. And I looked up and I was able to look at the entire scene. But this time it was very slow motion instead of the rushing that I was doing previously in the dream. And very slow motion, my head was turning to look at it, and it was snowing ash. It was snowing ashes in the sky. This dream is so deep. So I'm looking at it, but as I'm looking at it, I start to see that, wow, this looks very beautiful. Like, it looks very pretty, but I know, because I know that it's not snow, it's actually ashes. I get a sense like that I'm looking at a beautiful disaster. Like, it's so beautiful with your eyes, but behind it, it's very like deadly. So my head is continually turned and being turned, and as my head is turning and looking, my eyes land on my sister, who, again, rest in peace to her. As I said, she was senselessly murdered. And I'm looking at her because we were still holding hands, and I'm being made aware that this is your guardian angel. So I'm just listening at this point, like, this is my guardian angel? And it was so, like, comforting initially. And then, as she was standing there, she started to take on this aura. And I won't say that she turned into an angel, like wings grew out her back and everything like that. No, but I will tell you that the angelic might just be a little bit different than what we think, or at least this encounter. specific to this encounter because, like, yeah, she became like almost transparent, but it wasn't a physical thing. It was as if her energy had changed from that of a human being to that of a god, like a god-like aura, if you guys understand. So when that happened, I became saddened immediately because I just thought about how much I loved her and that she was standing like right in front of me. Suddenly, I snap out of this moment and the chaos and the frantic and the panic and everything returns back to me like in the dream. So at this point, he's no longer coming. It's literally the end of the world. So I rush into the deli. When I get into the deli, it's empty. So I go over to them as frantic as I am. Like, where are all the people that just came into this deli? Like, where are all the people? And the workers look at me, one of them, and says, "What do you mean nobody came in here?" Nobody came in here. I'm literally dumbfounded because I just witnessed with my own eyes so many people go into that deli that it looked like sardines. Like it looked like they were packing in there like sardines. That's how many people I witnessed in this dream go into that deli. So then the guy says to me, which I don't know, might have been the owner of the store. He says, "It's just a regular day. It's just a regular day." And I woke up. I don't know what you guys want to take from this dream. What I want to tell you is that we're in the end of the world. And I know that everybody keeps saying it, but come on. Come on. Something strange is about to happen. We don't know when. But God did tell us we know the seasons. So remember to stay close to God, guys. Remember to spend time with Him and have intimacy with Him. If you guys would like, you can follow me on my TikTok channel where I do ministry and I do pray for people and I do speak to them directly. So I will leave the links in the caption of this video. But guys, please connect with people that have connection with God because He's speaking. You just have to be willing to pay attention because you don't want to miss it. These people were going into this deli. They were so packed in this deli that they were like sardines, like trying to get packed into like a place.